Napoleon Bonaparte, the legendary general who reshaped the map of Europe, is one of history's most fascinating figures. Rising from humble beginnings to become the Emperor of France, his story is a tale of ambition, strategy, and ultimate downfall. But how did he achieve such greatness, and what led to his demise? Let's delve deep into his journey of conquest. The late 18th century was a period of chaos in France. The French Revolution had overthrown the monarchy, but the nation was struggling with internal conflicts and external threats. In this volatile environment, a young Corsican officer, Napoleon Bonaparte, emerged as a military genius. His sharp mind, relentless ambition, and brilliant tactics made him stand out. Napoleon's first major success came in 1796 when he led the French army to a series of victories against the Austrians in Italy. His rapid movements and tactical brilliance overwhelmed the enemy, forcing Austria to sign a peace treaty. This campaign made him a national hero. Seeking further glory, he turned his attention to Egypt in 1798, aiming to weaken British influence in the region. While he won several land battles, his naval forces suffered a catastrophic defeat at the hands of British Admiral Horatio Nelson at the Battle of the Nile. Despite this setback, he returned to France as a celebrated leader. In 1799, Napoleon orchestrated a coup and took control of the French government, eventually declaring himself first consul. By 1804, he crowned himself Emperor of France, signaling the start of an era dominated by his ambition. Now, he sought to extend his rule across Europe. His greatest victory came in 1805 at the Battle of Austerlitz, also known as the Battle of the Three Emperors, where he crushed the combined forces of Austria and Russia. This battle solidified his reputation as one of the greatest military strategists of all time. Napoleon then turned against Prussia and decisively defeated them at the battles of Jena and Auerstedt in 1806. By 1807, he had defeated the Russians at the Battle of Friedland, forcing Tsar Alexander I to sign the Treaty of Tilsit, which made Russia an ally of France. At the height of his power, Napoleon controlled most of Europe, either directly or through puppet rulers. However, his aggressive expansionism led to his downfall. In 1808, he invaded Spain and Portugal, igniting the Peninsular War. The Spanish and Portuguese, aided by the British under the command of the Duke of Wellington, waged a brutal guerrilla war against the French, draining Napoleon's resources and morale. This war became a significant burden on his empire. In 1812, Napoleon made his most critical mistake, the invasion of Russia. With a massive army of over 600,000 men, he marched into Russian territory, expecting a quick victory. However, the Russians used a scorched earth strategy, retreating while burning their own villages and supplies to deny Napoleon's troops any resources. The turning point came when he reached Moscow, only to find it abandoned and set ablaze by the Russians. With winter approaching, food scarce and morale collapsing, Napoleon was forced to retreat. The harsh Russian winter, combined with constant attacks from the Russian army, decimated his army, leaving only a fraction of his forces alive. Sensing weakness, the European powers formed a new coalition against Napoleon. In 1813, at the Battle of Leipzig, also known as the Battle of Nations, Napoleon suffered a crushing defeat. Forced to retreat, he was eventually captured and exiled to the island of Elba in 1814. However, his story did not end there. In 1815, he made a daring escape from Elba and returned to France. Within days, he had regained power, beginning what became known as the 100 Days. But his resurgence was short-lived. The European allies quickly mobilized their armies against him, culminating in the fateful Battle of Waterloo on June 18, 1815. Facing the combined forces of the British, led by Wellington, and the Prussians under Blücher, Napoleon was decisively defeated. After Waterloo, Napoleon was captured and exiled once again, this time to the remote island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic. Here, he spent his final years, reflecting on his life, until his death in 1821. Napoleon Bonaparte's story is one of extraordinary rise and dramatic fall. His military genius and reforms shaped modern Europe, but his overambition led to his downfall. His legacy remains a topic of admiration and debate, a testament to how power, when unchecked, can lead to both greatness and ruin.